Design, fashion, color, costumes, textiles. We had already begun this awesome and beautiful journey of designs. Now we are over to the last session of design for fabric and apparel. So, hey, welcome everybody aboard at Knowledge is Fun 2020, where we are going to discuss the principles of design. This is the fourth part of the chapter Design for Fabric and Apparel. Earlier, we had talked about what is a design, the different elements of design, color theories. Finally, we move on to the principles of design. As we had done earlier, I'm repeating this slide. Design, you have two things which are basically related to design, that is element and principles. Elements are the basic ingredients in any design, and a design just cannot be made without line, color, shape and texture. The principles are five, which are balance, proportion, rhythm, emphasis, and harmony, which we are going to deal with today. Principles is basically the application of different elements to create beautiful, innovative designs, as you can see in these small thumbnails. The principles of design are the rules that govern how design elements are mixed in the most appropriate way to create a beauty. Each principle is a separate entity and it combines them successfully to produce an appealing product which is liked by everybody. This is the beautiful dress which was worn by Priyanka Chopra on her wedding. I'm sure it must be etched in your minds. Do you understand why does it happen? Every garment is uniquely designed keeping the wearer in mind. Each wearer is different, the personality, the thinking is different, and the fundamentals that set specific directions for design are the principles. A design has to visualize on how to apply these principles to create beautiful designs. Now, the first principle is proportion. If you look at this picture, there are two balls. I'm sure you know it. The first ball is a basketball and the second ball is a tennis ball. How do you know? Not just by the color. There is a proportion you can understand even if I reduce the size of this ball, that it is a basketball and it is a tennis ball. This is bigger in size and the tennis ball is small. So this is proportion when we compare the basic size of two different items. Principle concerned with the relation of one part of an object to another or as a whole. So suppose I had a full basketball court, then the basketball would have been smaller. The principle, it is relation of one object to another, जैसे कि basketball with a tennis ball या फिर one object to the other which is a whole basketball to the whole basketball court. It includes the height, width, depth and the surrounding space. It's the relationship which is created in the size by color, shapes and textures. The garment divides the body into different zones. Each garment, if you just have a look at whatever you are wearing, you will find it defined into different zones. It could be the upper body, the lower body, the lower. So these are the different zones and they are created in the garment. For example, it could be waist, which is a high waist, a low waist, or a dress which has no waist. The waistline is absolutely absent. When we talk of proportion, the first thing which comes to mind is the golden mean. What is golden mean? First, let us see what is golden mean. This is the proportion which appears in nature that is aesthetically pleasing. So it is not something which we are creating out of our own mind. If you look at this picture also, you will find that most of the flowers, they are in proportion. The part which is in the circle and the leaves, they are rarely equal. It's mostly in proportion of 3:5:8 or 5:8:13. Matlab, this is 3, the inner part, this is 3, and the leaves, it is 5. So 3:5, and total is 8. So एक part is 3, the other part is 5. The total becomes 8. This is the golden mean. Or it could be 5 is to 8 is to 13 in case of the dresses, the full length dress. Smaller part 3 has the same relation to the larger part 5 as 5 has to 8. Now I'll try to explain it to you using this figure. Just have a look at this. Here, this is an ideal proportion. This is 3 and the lower part is 5. Total 8. Now the second picture, it is looking like equal. Both the parts are equal. So I would say this is not the golden mean. But here, this is 5 and the lower skirt is 3. Again it is 5. So either you can have a long waist and a short skirt, or a long skirt with a short waist. But if both of them are equal, it's not going to look pretty. If you have a full length dress, then this is 3 and this is 5, or it could be 5 is to 8. For example, ये lower or t-shirt, this is 5 and the lower part is 8. The total becomes 13. So we can have different proportions for different dresses, but most of the times the different areas of a particular dress, the different parts, they are rarely equal, and if they are equal, they don't look to have a golden mean or beautiful thing. For example, skirt blouse dress, blouse is 3, skirt should be 5, and if it is a shirt pant dress, the shirt has to be 5 and the pant 3. The combined is 13. I have already explained it to you. Now, we'll move on to the next slide. Now, what are the different types of proportions? The proportions could be vertically, diagonally, horizontally. You can make use of any kinds of lines, and the change could be by the color, fabric, or the length. Proportion of color. This is the first one. Different colors worn as shirt and pant. This is most commonly used. अगर आप इस picture में देखें, you have different proportions. The top is of a different type and the skirt is of different type. Either you can have it on a same color. Proportion of texture, increase or decrease body size, draw attention to a design. We have already done it. The texture of the cloth, if the texture is rough, it stands out of the body. It creates a bold, broader look. And if it is a thin fabric, medium to crisp fabric, it clings to the body. So to appear thin, medium to lightweight fabrics are used, but not very stiff fabrics. Very stiff fabrics, they appear to add weight to the body. Now, proportion of shape and form. Shape and form, we have covered it in the elements also. Now we see the use of shape and form. In proportion, size and positioning of the print in proportion to the size of the wearer. For example, if you make use of this skirt, this top, which has very broad pattern, it would make the person look wider and broader. Whereas in the second one, if you take look at this maternity dress, the abdomen, which has fullness, is camouflaged or hidden by the fullness of the fabric. So this is how we make use of different shapes and forms. Now, proportion of shape and form. The last one. Equal division makes a person look shorter and wider, as it is clear in the last picture. Here the person is looking, this dress is looking wider, and it doesn't look very appealing. Whereas in the proper proportion, the person looks thinner and taller. The collar, pocket, placket, hemlines, they are all designed to be proportionate to one another. In this dress, if a dress is short, I don't think you'll have a very big pocket in the short skirt. Next, you have balance. Look at these two pictures, the balance would be clear. Here, if a thing is smaller, जैसे यहाँ पर है, this tree is smaller. If you look at this picture, you can say that this tree is behind the bigger tree. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? If a thing is looking smaller, the distance looks bigger. If a thing is bigger, the distance look smaller. This is balance. Okay. Now, how can we create balance in clothes? balance equals the proportion of weight from the central weight of the garment. Weight from the central point of the garment. Remember, if design a scale, elements of design, line, form, texture, color, shape, they should be balanced to make the design look stable. Otherwise, we'll just see in the examples, the design would not look stable. Balance both vertically and horizontally, that is from the center line left and right, या फिर from top to bottom. It is achieved by placing large element on one side and a smaller element, multiple elements on the other. For example, suppose you have this dress where you have one large pattern on one side. It is generally balanced by having small patterns on the other side. This is how we create balance. It is achieved in three ways: formal, informal, and radial. Now just have a look. Balance is created formal, informal and radial. अब ये तीनों क्या होते हैं, थोड़ा सा एक आइडिया मैं यहीं पर दे देती हूँ. Formal, when both the sides are equally balanced. See, the left side and the right side, they are equal. Informal, the left side and the right side are not similar and equal. Radial, when the balance is created from one single point. This is radial. Have a look. This is radial, formal and the informal balance. I hope it is clear. Next slide. Symmetrical or formal balanced. Here, one side of the garment is exact copy of the other side. It can be divided into two same parts by means of an imaginary line which I created there also. This is the imaginary line. It's least expensive and most expected design, and it provides stability, dignity and formality, but it is also monotonous, less creative, and it's generally used in the daily wear clothes. The asymmetrical or informal balance, it is a composition where the garment has different look on the both sides. It provides more excitement, it is more dramatic and eye-catching, and therefore it is used in the dressy evening wear, and it is very creative and a challenge to create balance on both the sides even though they are not same. The radial balance, when design details emerge or radiates from the central focal point, it is more complicated and it creates novelty. Generally, draping is done in the radial balance. The third principle is emphasis. What is emphasis? We can see it from this picture. The fish, it is standing out from the background. See? Why? Because the color of this fish is complete contrast of the background. So emphasis makes some elements stand out more than the other by adding features like splash of color, texture, design, lines, unusual shapes. It could be anything. The emphasis or focal point of the garment is the area which attracts the viewer's attention or the eye of the viewer the first thing. It adds interest in the garment. The details that focus on the face are used, especially in our culture, because face is considered as the focal point of beauty in our culture. So if you have to emphasize the face, generally you have a beautiful embroidered yoke or a contrasting colored blouse. Just have a look at this dress. Where is the emphasis? Can you tell me? Obviously on the lower part, because it is a contrast. Figure problems can also be emphasized or camouflage. Suppose you want to correct something in your figure which you don't like, you can always make use of emphasis. For example, a woman with a small waist can wear bright and contrasting belt to emphasize upon the waist, whereas a woman who has large hips would definitely like to camouflage the waist, and if she uses a colored belt, it would highlight it further. In this dress, the emphasis is on the belt. Similar in this dress, a contrasting colored belt, it creates emphasis on the waistline. Next you have rhythm. Rhythm is smooth flow of line, texture, shape, color, pattern, etc. in a garment. Rhythm, we have often heard in music, dance, that you need to have rhythm. What is rhythm? It is basically a repetition of a particular pattern. Here, in case of garments, eye flows to the material garment and it creates a feeling of an organized movement. It is created by line, shape, texture. We have already done it. The bands of colors also create rhythm and rhythmic effect in a dress. Here you can see the different lines, they create a rhythm. For example, stripes, polka dots, ruffles, they all create rhythm by repetition. Now, what are the different ways in which we can create rhythm? The first is parallelism. Parallelism is the elements which lie parallel to each other. For example, tucks in a yoke, knife pleats, they are all repetitive. In this picture also, if you see, have a look, all the elements, the frills, they are parallel to each other. This is parallelism by which we have created emphasis. The next is repetition. We have already done it in lines. हमारी dresses में भी आपने देखा होगा, if you have lace at the neckline, you have the lace at the bottom also. In सब dresses में you see this embroidery is repeated here also. यहाँ पर भी this also. There is repetition, especially in Indian dresses. You have lots and lots of repetition of color, trims, pipings, embroidery. They are all repeated to create a rhythm. The next way in which we can create rhythm is radiation. Radiation, we did it in the previous principle also. The eye moves from one central point. For example, here this is the central point. Your eye is moving and it is creating a radial rhythm. The next is gradation, that is gradual increase or decrease in size, line and texture. This picture you have the gradation in color. Here it is light and slowly it goes on to become darker. Next is harmony. Harmony is a balance between all the elements and principles we have done. A good balance between unity and variety is a must to avoid a chaotic or a lifeless design. Even in this rangoli, it is nothing related to costumes, but you find harmony between the colors, shapes and the design. It is all balanced. It has rhythm also, emphasis also. You can see it is for Diwali. है ना? दिया दिख रहा है आपको. So this is harmony. Unity refers to the overall look in a garment, size, color and details. All the elements of design, they come together to give a pleasing, harmonious effect. It creates a sense of completeness. You can see that it is giving a complete look. It is a critical factor in producing marketable designs. In this picture of a child also, you can see everything is there in harmony. Be it her dress, rhythm, iski frills, they are being repeated. Look at her headgear. The headgear is in sync with the dress, the costume. Everything is going with each other together. This is harmony. Harmony by shape can be created when all areas reflect the same shape. For example, if the collar, cuff and hems are curved, a square pocket would look very abrupt and it would interrupt the continuity of the design. If you have all curves, then it would be good to have a curved neckline. If it is all geometrical, it's good to have geometric design. For example, in this dress, you can see the hemline is also in zigzag lines. So the harmony is created by the lines in the dress also and the hemline also. Harmony by texture. Using the right texture for a dress is of utmost importance. A silk kurta and salwar will show bad harmony if it makes use of a cotton dupatta. Similarly, if you have a silk sari, you need to have a blouse which is made up of a similar texture. For example, harmony you can see in these two Indian dresses also. The first one is a cotton suit and the other one is a silk sari. The dupatta and the blouse, they are in harmony with the concept. Now the application of these principles, just to understand you better, if they are applied smartly, they can enhance the look of a person. Look at this picture. The weight is concentrated around the midsection and the chest. Why? The person, he is heavy at the middle area. So here we have made use of designs which hide the middle section and the chest. If you have a heavy upper body, then you need to avoid garments that emphasize the shoulder or the bust. You need to take the attention away from the heavy upper body. So is dress mein the attention is at the bottom. You can make use of tiny prints, dark colors, monochromes. They take attention away from the upper body. If a person has a small waist, we've already done it. Make use of belts or contrasting belts to bring the attention at the waist. And if the lower part of the body is bigger than the upper body, then we make use of wide legged pants, A-line skirts or dresses which define the upper part of the body, and the attention is drawn away from the lower part of the body. Now, the career in this particular field, there is a multitude of choice career options which are available, but you have two distinct areas which are divided. The first deals with textiles and the second deals with apparel, fabric and apparel. So दोनों में you have different career options. The first one, textiles, numerous things other than apparel and household. तो सिर्फ यही नहीं है, apparel household में है, बहुत सारी जगह और इसका scope है. You need to have thorough knowledge of fiber, the characteristics and the results, चाहे वो dyeing के हों या finishing के हों, on the fiber and the fabric. You need to have an up-to-date knowledge. और जब हम fabric की बात कर चुके हैं, apparel की बात करते हैं, तो material can be just any fabric. You need to know how it falls, how it drapes, and you have to study the fashion trends, the sketches, the demand in the market, the colors which are in fashion, the fabrics, and make the clothing which is fit for the consumer. Many institutes, they run short and long-term courses which offer certificate, diploma, bachelor's and any further studies depending upon how much time and at what level you are interested in working. The scope, it has enormous scope in the times of today. You can become fabric analyzer, textile lab manager, मीडिया स्पेशलिस्ट, मीडिया में जाओ और अपनी डिज़ाइंस को हाईलाइट करो, मर्केंडाइजर वेयर यू सेल द थिंग्स विच आर मेड बाय अदर्स, फैशन जर्नलिस्ट, देखा है आपने सबको पिक्चर्स लेके और उनको छापते हुए, टेक्सटाइल डिज़ाइन करना, उसको पब्लिसाइज करना, टीचर और अ लेक्चरर, दिस इज़ द मोस्ट कॉमन वन, फ्रीलांसर, दिस ऑप्शन इज़ अवेलेबल इन मोस्ट फील्ड्स ऑफ होम साइंस. Textile manager, exhibitions lagana, this is a new thing, exhibition of designs, the fabrics, whatever you have created, fashion shows karna, produce designs which are marketed by others. Event manager, टेक्सटाइल डिज़ाइन करना, दो लोगों के फंक्शंस को प्रेजेंट करना, फैशन शोज़ ऑर्गेनाइज करके उनको आगे भी बढ़ाना, सैम्पलिंग करना जो प्रोडक्ट्स बने हैं, और टू सुपरवाइज द प्रोडक्शन थिंग्स. दिस आर द स्कोप. नाउ आई एम श्योर the topic is over and you must have understood. So this is the testing time. I have given you 6 designs. Analyze them on emphasis, rhythm, harmony, balance and proportion. Send it to me immediately in the comment box and don't forget to give your feedback. This finishes off with the world of design. We'll move on to the next thing in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.